Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome. So, I wanted to come on with a quick little short message. I have some videos lining up in the pipeline, and they're all rather deep and long. And I felt like we could use something short, something sweet, something encouraging, and especially with all the hard work that we have been doing and are still doing. We just had the lunar eclipse yesterday, and it's the beginning of the year of the fire horse. So there's just a lot going on, and we are in this collective purging process, in this shedding the old, starting or like preparing for the new. And yes, the year of the snake is over, which kind of indicates that hopefully the biggest shedding part is over. And I can tell by my body, by how I feel, there's this deep need for rest, for just pause, chill. And I don't know how you've been doing over the last few weeks, but I heard from some conversations with friends and from what I observed in my surroundings, other people, it was quite emotional. There's a lot of there were many ups and downs, and that's exhausting. There was so much nervous system clearing, regulating. I don't know, like for me, so many topics came out where I thought like I've dealt with them, that they were like done. And that was not entirely not true, but at the same time, it was, I don't want to say it wasn't enough. It was just for like what's waiting for me, what I want to create for me in my life. There still was a lot of residual energy, a lot of ancestral energy. I was doing so much ancestor work over the last year. It was insane. And there's this thing about like already coming through about and I don't want to exclude the male, like the masculine energy from this, but this is how it's coming through right now, that especially the feminine energy and women in general are carrying and have been carrying so much emotionally spiritual for millennia. And with like this whole process of awakening and like this mass awakening that's happening, the feminine had this very important and sometimes exhausting role of the emotional labor. And that's taking its toll at some point. And the thing is that sometimes we're so deep in the work that we don't realize that maybe it's just time for a pause. It's just time to stop for a second and listen, breathe, have a cup of coffee and a nice banana muffin and just give yourself some rest. Allow yourself some rest. And we can get like so swept away by all the influences, by like all the voices that are talking to us. We are constantly bombarded with information, and I've said it before, and I probably will say it a million times in the future. We are we've exited an era of earth and we entered an era of air, and air is communication. And it will get so much more. So it's crucial that now, with entering this next phase of our lives, but also collectively what's waiting for us, it's so important that we know how to set boundaries with ourselves and the world out there, that we know how to ground, how to do what's good for us, to find our centers again. And it reminds me of like a short little message I did a few days ago where I discovered this little magical forest fairy tale place, and there was already something in there about how like emotions and the energy of other people are influencing us heavily, and how important it is that we, for one, know that, and then like recognize how we are influenced, where we maybe have to set a few more boundaries, and that it's okay to stop, it's okay to rest, it's okay to come back to yourself and into your center and just pause and just let everything breathe. And I want to share something from my life right now, because I have major changes coming up. I will be moving out of my apartment in a little more than like in about 6 weeks. And there is just so much to do because I will be traveling afterwards. So I have to find storage space where I can put some of my stuff in. I have to get rid of all the stuff that I don't need. It's a huge decluttering process. And yeah, there's just like a million things to do. And to organize, and yeah, all of those things. And it's still like I've still got time, and I know that I'm supported, and I know that everything will be fine. But at the same time, there are a lot of tasks that are not like my favorite things to do. And of course, like the people around me, they tend to ask questions about my process, about like, how far along are you? How much more do you have to do? Do you think you will get ready in time? And that was stressing me out a lot, especially last week, because I realized that there were like all those outside voices that were asking me those questions, and it triggered me, and it created this false fear inside of myself that I'm too late to organize everything, that I should be further along, that I should do more, I should put on even more work and put in more work. While I was like dealing with all this spiritual stuff going on, with all this, like my nervous system was working overtime, and then like those, like this external stress factors, or those actually artificial created stress factors, they just piled up on everything that was already going on. And of course everything happens for a reason, and I know and I think this is like part of what wanted to come through, because when I, for one, got back into my center and listened to what is my truth, I realized like I'm not afraid. I'm fine. I know that I will be taken care of. I know that my guides are there. I know that everything will work out just fine, and that I'm supported by the universe. And when I don't feel like calling like the moving firm yet, then that's there for a reason, because I know that I can trust my alignment, and I know that I can trust my higher self and my soul, and that the moment I will get the ping from my guides or from my higher self in the exact right moment. So now it's time to call them. I don't know, maybe they still have like an appointment to get canceled. Maybe their schedule has to clear up. I don't know what's the reason, but there is a reason why I did not feel called to move them, to call them. That's just an example. So trusting your own timing, your own timeline, your own wisdom, that's one thing. And the other thing is that I posted a few videos, and maybe it's not that obvious to you, but to me it's kind of obvious. Like there are a few. There's this red thread that's going through the messages that I've been posting, and there will be another video coming out on that, where this thing about archetypes and how archetypes are active inside of us and outside of us, and how they can show us things. And I could feel that there was some confusion around that, and how it actually works. And like, okay, now I do have those like outside voices, for example, talking to me. And they have messages for me, but I don't understand what they want to tell me. So there's some confusion around it. There's also something about going to outside sources for messages, and to, for example, tarot readers. And I mean, that's what I do, so I get it. I love it. I'm good at it, so that's totally fine if you do that. But there's something in there about like, sometimes it's like, it's a good thing if you learn to listen to your own guidance, to your own voice, to your own intuition, and don't overthink it that much. Go with your gut, go with your intuition. What do you feel like? What is the first association you get? And just go with it. Go with it, and don't be afraid to maybe misinterpret it, or just don't get hung up on it. And the reason why I say that, like why I feel like that this is a topic that's swirling around. While I was preparing my coffee, and I got this idea like, hey, why don't you just like come on and share a little message? The like my whole setting up process, like with preparing my coffee and putting out my muffin and all of that, there were like all those tiny little messages in there. And I just want to share it with you, so maybe it helps or inspires you to start to look out for those little clues in your own life. And I love the tarot, I love oracle decks, but in the end, they're just tools like everything else. Like the universe is constantly trying to communicate with you, and it's a matter of learning to listen to it, and it takes some practice. And I don't always get every message for sure. Like I have things that are driving me crazy because I see that there is a message in there, but I just don't get it. But at the same time, I'm trusting, okay, if it's important, it will get through at some point. They will get the message across at some point. And sometimes it's through another reader. And sometimes it's just because it's time. Sometimes it's just no time that we get the message. Okay, anyway, so I want to walk you through the the little hints that I got as messages. So the first one was that I was contemplating about like how at the moment, like my whole schedule, it's like I'm staying up really late. I'm sleeping in quite late. My schedule allows that. And sometimes I get this feeling of, shouldn't you get up earlier? Should you like get started earlier in the day? But like I said, it's just not what my body is telling me right now. My natural rhythm is just a different one. So the dish I put my muffin on is this owl, and for one, I love this little dish. And this owl it spoke to me in a way of like, well, you're just a night owl right now, and that is who you are, and just accept who you are. Don't be in resistance to who you are, what is true for you. So that brought me to like this whole thinking process about like having your own timing, trusting your own timing, and not what the external world is putting on you and is telling you like when is the right time to organize certain things, or how you should schedule, like how you should organize your day, and all of those things. We are so used to clinging on to external schedules and to how it's just how it's done. This is just how you do it. And we don't second guess any of that. And it's this is a process that is sometimes quite challenging, to really come back to self and to really trust your own intuition, your own inner guidance, and that the universe will take care of you, that it will show you when certain things are arranged for you in divine timing, and divine timing usually does not follow our schedules. So confirmation for that, like this whole thought process, was in my bottle. I don't know if it's picking up here, but it says, what if you're right and they're wrong? And then there's like this like cute little fish it has a different color and it's swimming like in the opposite direction of all the other fish. So yeah, what if you're right and they're wrong? Trust your own inner guidance, your own inner, like your feeling. Your body is telling you, your soul is telling you, your intuition is telling you where to go, when to rest, when to get up and do something. And yeah, like I said, like coming back to your own center when you realize like, oh my God, I'm in this, I'm getting into this false fear. I'm swept up by it. I'm in like this, and like I said, I get there. I have a huge, like my family is not going with the flow at all. So I have a lot of baggage in that area, and I am working through this stuff right now, and it's not been easy. I'm quite honest, but it's so helpful to just like get back into my center and just to remember my intuition. And then I get those little confirmations, like my guides are like, yeah, look, your bottle is telling you, what if you're right and they're wrong. And like the last thing I want to share, like where there was a little message or a little confirmation, was when I was preparing my coffee. And I'm having a French press, and I don't know if you know how that works, but it's like you're brewing the coffee inside of like the French press, and then there's this thingy that after, like, you let it sit there for a while, and then after a few minutes you push it down, and when you waited long enough, and then the coffee grain had time to settle. And then when you push it down, it's easy. It's just like super easy. If there's still too many coffee grains like swimming around and it hasn't settled yet, it's really hard to press down. It's actually you have to push really, really hard. And the way I was taught by my parents when I was younger, we always used to make this coffee when we were camping. They taught me, like, when you have to push hard, it's too early. You shouldn't press against it. You shouldn't push against it. So that was like the third little message and confirmation in there. Don't push. Don't push when it's not flowing. When there's resistance, don't push against it, but stop, sit, let it settle, listen. And so often it's just a matter of like a really short break, and then you suddenly get the inspo, or the insight, or the thought, or I don't know, your phone is ringing and somebody's calling and offering you a solution. And if you had pushed against it, like you are not making space for what the universe has in store for you to let it in. In order to let it in, you just have to open up. And yeah, so that's my, again, not so short. I don't know what I'm doing. I think like, okay, make a little 10 to 15 minute video, and then it's 25 minutes again. Well. All right. I feel like that's it. I was actually thinking about maybe drawing a card, but I feel like this way of messages coming through is happening for a reason. It's basically like showing all of us that the universe is constantly talking to you, and it's constantly trying to communicate with you. And now I'm just realizing that, yeah, I had this the video posted yesterday, and the title was, or the thumbnail I think was, that like a part of you is trying to communicate with you. And then I felt some confusion around that message, and so I feel like this is kind of maybe a sweet little add-on to, yeah. And also, just like, if you cannot figure it out right away, it's okay. Just pause. Just pause. Don't push. Don't try to, I have to figure it out. Maybe I've been journaling so much. Maybe just like keep a little journal. Just like write down what you see, even if you don't know what to make of it. Just write it down. And this way you're creating space for things to breathe, to just like come through. I mean, I have so many brilliant ideas when I'm under the shower, in the shower, or making coffee, or doing the dishes, or like, yeah. So, all right. So that's it for today. I wanted to thank you for, like, first of all, like, for all the new subscribers. It's quite exciting, and I'm like, I can feel you all, and that is so beautiful, and at the same time a little bit overwhelming. But yeah, I trust that everything is good and everything is moving exactly at the pace it's supposed to. And also for your beautiful comments, they touch me deeply and they warm my heart, and it's so beautiful to have you here and to create the space. So I wanted to thank you for that. Yeah, so like I said, there are a few more messages in the pipeline that I will be posting over the next few days. And yeah, but for now, I just wish you a beautiful, happy new fire horse year, and a good start into our eclipse season, although the eclipse season has been going on for a few weeks already. At least I felt it. But yeah, remember to breathe, remember to rest, remember to come back into your center. And yeah, so that's it for today. I wish you a beautiful day, and looking forward to meeting you in the next video. Bye.